Yo 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 everyone. So what's up guys? I think we're gonna be doing a run through of 1.4 for Genshin Impact. So let's gonna start off in terms of like what's gonna be happening in 1.4. So we're gonna be looking at the events. We'll also be looking at the new weapons that are introduced. At the same time also we'll be looking at the new heroes and also at the same time the new monsters that we're gonna fight. So let's start with the first one. As we can see here, we're going to have something called Invitation of Windbloom, which is the Windbloom Festival for 1.4 for Mondstadt. We're going to be looking at a bunch of things that were going to be given to us. We're going to see commemorative balloon and a commemorative lyre. So at the same time, also we will be able to grind for a weapon. We should cover it later while I explain this. So we're going to be getting about 1,000 worth of Primo gems in this event itself. So Windbloom Festival consists of like something like a Fall Guys kind of mini game. Then we have also festive challenges like balloon popping, and also I think at the same time we have something like this which is called festive and I don't know how to spell it, but festive something. Basically you need to collect like the animal particles for you to be able to complete the challenge. So all these three will be generating us it'll be generating us about 1,000 plus Primo itself. So for all those who are actually preparing to pull like Venti and also Tartaglia, this is what I think this number will be more relevant to you guys. Anyways, also I'll be doing an estimation in terms of how much Primo gems there's gonna be for this particular event. So yeah, we'll take a look into that later. So let's start with the first weapon that we're gonna see, Windbloom Ode. So if you're gonna see right here, Windbloom Ode. It's basically a 4-star weapon that has the Elemental Mastery as its main stats. So after using an elemental skill, receive a boon from the Ancient Wish of the Windbloom, increasing attack by 16% for 6 seconds. So this is actually quite good for characters like Fischl. She uses a E and then her damage just increase for 6 seconds. So this is actually an all-rounder weapon. So as you can see here, maximum base attack 510, Elemental Mastery 165. You know, they see a refinement until you get a 32% increase in damage itself. So this is actually quite a good weapon. Like what they said before, you're gonna be able to get it to refinement 5 for this particular weapon for the event itself, because you're gonna be using like the tokens to exchange them. Okay. So next one, we're gonna talk about the first one, Peculiar Wonderlands. Basically, this Fall Guys kind of mini game where you're gonna be going through a random set of like challenges that you're gonna be rotating, and then you try to complete it within there. And from what I'm hearing is that if you complete a stage perfectly or like some other very high points itself, you will be able to lower down, like maybe you have buffs for you to defeat the boss at the end. So yeah, this is something like that. And then we have festive challenges. We have like balloon popping. I think there's certain balloons you hit to get points, but I'm not really sure what balloon to hit to get points, but it's basically the idea is to shoot the right balloon to get the points, and also the higher the points go, you get to exchange things faster. And lastly, we're also gonna have Invitation of Windbloom. Basically, this is the story quest that we're gonna have. We're gonna have 4 acts, 1 main story and 2 side story itself. So we'll do some calculations later in terms of how many Primo gems we're gonna get from there. Yeah. So the next thing we're gonna be talking about will be the wishful drops, which is like basically the like our hypothetic symphony, the one where we have the 3 cubes that have different attack patterns. So this is what they're going to introduce, Oceanite, but different attack patterns itself. So we're going to be reading some Primo gems itself. So, and also like we're going to get this new pad, like something like a CD which will looks like this. So the event has 2 parts. So I guess one part will be defeating Rosaria, which is the Oceanite itself, and you'll be able to collect the rewards after you defeat her. But the thing is about that, you need to use Resi to do that. But we are going to talk about how to bypass that itself. So every day I think you have certain things you have to do in terms of collecting like Pokemons. I guess like your Oceanite, you're gonna have like different Oceanite roaming around, so you gotta use this tiny Oceanite here to go and capture them. And then once you capture them, you'll be able to receive something called Heart of the Spring. So Heart of the Spring will actually they'll help you bypass the resin cost in terms of collecting the rewards after defeating the Oceanite itself, which is Rosaria. So yeah, this is good to bypass that. So yeah, and you're gonna be winning some Primo gems as what we see from here, Primo gems, Mora, and also like the character EXP materials, and also the mini pad. Yeah, okay. So the third event we're gonna see will be Contending Tide. So something will be like a battle arena where we're going to be facing off different challenges itself to see what kind of enemies we fight, and then depending on how hard we fight, what rewards we are gonna get. So we can see here there will be going to be 7 stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And also the Primo gems itself, not really sure about hard and extreme difficulty, because I think they vary between the challenges itself. So yeah, And the next one we're gonna see will Hangout Events 3. So basically this is like a dating sim in terms of Genshin. So we're gonna be having to see 4 characters, which is Barbara, Noel, Chongyun, and Bennett. So each 4 of them have their own story that you can go through. You mean like interaction with them. So you can gain favor with them also, and they have a lot of different voice lines. So this here will be permanent. So what if you're asking that, you know, what if I choose the wrong choice and I want to redo it? Yes, you're able to redo the story again. So yeah, it's gonna be a permanent thing. So there's gonna be more hangout series in the future, but as of now there will be 2 girls and 2 boys. Yeah, so we can see, well, after you complete the different hangout memories, you'll be able to obtain different rewards itself. So yeah. And lastly, we're gonna see like the marvelous merchandise is coming back again, like exchange box for something special, and you get like Primo gems, and also Outland Gastronomy. So I'm not sure about this, not sure whether it's an event or what, but I believe that there's gonna be the KFC Kentucky Fried Chicken wings that they were released in China. So I think they're gonna bring it towards the main server C and also America side and Europe side itself. Yeah, so that covers all for the events itself. So we'll be asking, like, you know, how much franchise are we gonna get? So let me enlighten you with the calculation that I have. So total Primo. So first invitation of Main Bloom, which is the main story and side story that we are talking about, would be this one right here. So main story grant you 60 Primos, side story grant you 20. So you have about 4, so 4 times 60, 240 Primo gems. Side stories, that's about 8 because each of them is 2 side stories, so you get about 160. So Raging Rodea, so basically it's the Wishful Drops one. So normally when you do this kind of like event where you need to exchange stuff, normally by a week itself you'll be able to exchange everything already. So I'm expecting about 7 days and then get about 30 Primos a day, so I guess about 210 worth of Primo gems. Contending Tides. So Contending Tides is basically our battle arena. So we can see the normal difficulty is 60 Primos, so there's 7. So 7 times 60 equals to, you know, 420 worth of Primo gems itself. Hangout events will be the Barbara ones, where you can see from here. You can see here there's going to be 20, 20, 20. So 3 of them. So if we take 3 by 60 per character, so you finish, you multiply by 4, you get about 240. Marvelous merchandise based on past experience, there's going to be 7 boxes, and each box gives you about 30 Primos, so it's 210. And the liar, so yeah, and the event, I forgot to cover one more thing, will be the event, the liar itself. So you're gonna have like this like event where you need to like play music. So there's gonna be easy, normal, and hard difficulty for each of them. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be different primers for each of them. So I guess 15, 20, 30. So I'm predicting about, like, you know, 260 Primo gems. So for the whole event itself, completing easy, normal, and hard. That's just my opinion. And other mini games, so this is the 740. Why is this amount so huge? Because from here it says that the total event amount is 1000. So the liar is counted as one of the events, so you take 1000 minus off 260, get about 740 left. So yeah, so total Primos expected will be 2.4k. This is just a expected amount. This is on the high side, because the Lantern Ride previously provided about 1.6k from events only. So I might be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I feel that it's going to be around 2k plus in terms of that 2k Primo gems, because there's a lot of things going on here. There's like more things to do in Lantern Ride, you know, than the Wimlo Festival has more things to do than the Lantern Ride, in my opinion. So yeah, so it 2.4k will equate to about like 15 pulls that you're gonna get. So yeah, so for all those who are going to be pulling for Venti and Tartaglia, you get about like 15 extra pulls from this event itself. I believe so, from my calculation and my prediction. Now we'll be talking about our newest character that's going to be introduced to the game will be Rosaria. So Rosaria will be coming out in the banner with Tartaglia. So the first banner that we're going to see will be Venti first, and then we'll be looking at Tartaglia next for the banner. So Rosaria will be together in Tartaglia's banner. So she's a cryo pole arm. Her Genshin stats are attack percentage. She has a normal charge attack, 5 hits, I think, 5 hits spear strike, correct. And also, okay, so her elemental skill is something called Ravaging Confession. So basically she blinks to, she teleports to the person's back and attack them, and then you will deal cryo damage itself. So ability cannot be used to travel behind opponents of a larger build. So I guess like characters that are bigger, like the Stone Hilicho and like the Ruin Guards, you cannot do that. So you have 2 hits, which is equal to about 6 seconds. Rites of Termination. Basically, she will throw a spear down to the floor, and then the spear will stay there for a while doing cryo damage over time. Yeah. Full cooldown 50 seconds, energy cost about 60, duration is about 8 seconds. Yep. So essential materials needed will be Book of Ballad and also the Sergeant Insignia, and also Charles what's that thing called? Charles essential material. Her passive talents are Night Walk, which increase the movement speed of her own party by 10%. It doesn't take effect in domains, Spiral Beast and Tron's domains, so not stackable with passive talents that have the same exact effect. So and her first ascension passive she should get will be when Rosaria strikes an opponent from behind using Ravaging Confession. Rosaria crit rate is increased by 12% for 5 seconds. Her ascension 4, Shadow Samaritan, will be when she casts her elemental burst. All of her party members except Rosaria herself has an increase of 15% critical rate for 10 seconds. So Constellation. When Rosaria deals a critical hit, her attack speed increases by 10%, her normal attack damage increases by 10% for 4 seconds. Land Without Promise. The duration of the ice stance created by Rites of Termination increased by 4 seconds, which makes this Rites of Termination last another 4 seconds to be 12 seconds. So that means you only have 3 seconds of downtime. The Wages of Sin increases Ravaging Confession by 3, her E skill. Painful Grace. Ravaging Confession crit hits regenerate 5 energy for Rosaria. Can only be triggered once each time Ravaging Confession is cast. So anytime she uses the E skill, if she crits, she'll be able to get 5 energy back. Last Strikes increase the level of Rites of Termination by 3. And lastly, the C6 will be Divine Retribution. Rites of Termination attack decreases opponent physical resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. So her elemental burst decreases physical resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. So people have been asking is that whether can we use Rosaria as a main DPS? Yes, Rosaria can be used as a main DPS, but I believe that she's very strong when you do if you're gonna be normal attacking the enemies, it's much better to go physical because she reduces physical resistance by 20%. And if you have like an Electro on your team, if you apply Cryo and Electro, you'll reduce the physical defense of the particular monster by 50%. So total about 70% reduction in physical resistance. If you have Zhongli Shield, you will then reduce it even further. So, but then if you want to use her as a support itself as Elemental Burster, yes, she's possible because look at her damage itself, it's about like 200. If you put the damage to about 187 plus 273, so you can use Melt, but if I'm not wrong, it's not plus together. It's supposed to be 2 hits of damage, so it might not. Now I'm thinking about it, it might not be good for her to be as a burst DPS that use her for like do huge numbers because the first hit is quite low, second hit's a bit higher. But the ice end damage over time it's quite big, 237.6%. over 8 seconds. It's actually quite big. Every second I think you'll be dealing damage itself. So yeah, so that's about it for Rosaria. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's move on into the weapons that we're going to be looking at. There are going to be 4 weapons that are going to be introduced here. We're not sure about the 3 stars, but let's cover the 4 stars itself. There's going to be the 5 star, 3, 4 stars. So the first 5 star, the first star we're going to see is Elegy for the End. So this 5 star is actually very complicated. Yes, energy recharge as its main stat. So what happens is that it will constantly provide you elemental mastery by 60. At the same time also, when an elemental skill, elemental burst character within this weapon hit an opponent, it will generate something called a sigil, and the sigil can trigger every 1.2 seconds. And this 0.2 seconds, and when you possess 4 sigils, you'll be able to increase the elemental mastery of your whole team and also the attack of your whole team, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, all nearby party members will obtain elemental mastery by 100 and also attack by 20. So once this effect is triggered, you cannot gain any sigil for 20 seconds. Yeah, so that's about it. The base damage was 608 at the max level. Refinement R5 will be a bit broken, 40% increase. Elemental is 200. So considering you're gonna have 320 worth of elemental mastery. So this is the 5-star weapon, which will be quite good for Venti. Yeah. The next weapon we're gonna look at, it will be the Alley Flash. So the Alley Flash will be a weapon, like a support weapon. Base stat will be elemental mastery, increase damage dealt by character equipping this weapon by 12, but taking damage disables this effect for 5 seconds. So normally I don't think you will see this character be on the field for a while. It feels like a Festering Desire, but a weaker Festering Desire, because Festering Desire provides you with what's that thing called, critical rate and also damage to elemental skill. So yeah, this is the new weapon. So if you get Refinement rank 5, you get 24% extra damage. Yeah. The next weapon we're going to be talking about will be the Alley Hunter, which is the Blow. Nightly Hunter main stat will be an attack percentage main stat. It has, when the character's not on the field, you increase damage by 2% for up to about 20%, and when the character's on the field for more than 4 seconds, the buff decrease every second every second. And every second you'll drop about 4% until it reaches 0. So it's good for like how I would say a support itself, support bow character, like something like official. So 565 base damage, you know, and you refine it to rank 5, it's 40% extra. Yeah. Last weapon I'm looking at will be Wine and Song. It will be the catalyst for this. It will be energy recharge stat itself. So basically, it's very confusing here. Hitting a normal opponent with a normal attack decreases stamina consumption of sprint or alternate sprint by 14 seconds for 5 seconds. Additionally, using a sprint or alternate sprint ability increases attack by 20% for 5 seconds. So basically, too long didn't read. Basically, if you sprint, you get increased damage by 20%. But basically, your attack, you will then reduce the consumption by 14% when you sprint. So max level 22% and 40% extra damage when you sprint. So that's about the new weapons that we're gonna see. And we're moving on to the new thing, will be our new monsters that we're gonna see. So from what I'm hearing from the developer discussion, it doesn't seem to be a boss right now. So it's gonna be something from the story only. So we'll be looking at this. We'll be fighting this boss itself. So people have said that Tartaglia's fight style is similar to this Abyss Herald, which is true because like Tartaglia actually learns his fighting style from the Abyss itself. So maybe he actually learned from him. Yeah, and so I think we're going to be taking a sneak peek in terms of like Danslev's ability. Look at his hands glowing fire, so I think he's going to be using something, so it's good to see. And we're gonna see a new quest, a new Archon Quest coming soon in 1.4. So I'm not sure whether Danslev is an Archon. When we talk about Archon, will be Venti and Zhongli, and I don't think the Inazuma Archon will appear anytime soon because Inazuma Archon is locked up in Inazuma because they are under a dictatorship. So unless we are gonna see a Danslev coming right very soon in terms of his character pool, but it seems to be related to Danslev in my opinion. He might be an Archon, but I'm not really sure which Archon he can fit into. He doesn't look like any Archon. He doesn't use a lot of elements, and I don't see any like vision on him, so he might be an Archon. So yeah. Oh, so if you complete all the quests, you'll be getting something called Chromatic Balloon and also the lyre itself. The lyre that you're gonna be playing for the event. So the balloon, if you put it somewhere and you shoot it from far, it will just create fireworks, as you can see here. And for the lyre, you'll be able to play original songs from original songs that you compose in the game. And the best thing about it, you can co-op with your friends. So who knows, maybe you can just you can play like a Rickroll song in someone's co-op domain, or like, you know, or you can play like the Root Stem Storm, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, and 4 guys challenge. So I think that mostly covers all the things that I want to see already. So I think the most important part will be looking at the Primos itself. We are expecting about I'm expecting about 2.4k Primos, but you can't really hold me for that. But I'm expecting about 2.4k because it's more logical because it has more events than it has more things to do than the Liye festival itself. So yeah. But the 2.4 will be released on the first week, so I guess it will be released among like what, 40 days, around 40 days, spread about 40 days. So maybe you have like different amounts every day. So yeah, this is just that. And also I hope you guys are doing alright. So I think this is the end of the video already. Hope you guys are doing alright and staying safe from COVID. So do remember, if you like the video, just like, subscribe, and also maybe provide me a comment on the things that I can improve. Maybe I'm talking a bit too fast, or maybe I'm not pronouncing my words correctly. God damn it. Yeah, so I would love to see the comments and stuff, and then let me know that what are the videos you want me to cover. So I just recently made a Hu Tao build and stuff. Maybe you can let me know what are the builds you want to see. So I'll definitely do one for you and see. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you again. Bye guys. Ciao.